Well, it's nice to see so many people today on this beautiful sunny day. We thank Mother Nature for such a lovely day. Today, with the ringing of our peace bowl, we affirm our collective hope for peace in Prescott, our nation, and the world. This is a difficult time. We long for peace, but there is so much violence and unrest. As we celebrate the International Day of Peace today with people from around the world, may we be reminded that peace begins with each of us. Let us breathe out peace and breathe in love. Let's all try that. Breathe out peace and breathe in love. I do that every day. Let's do that again. Breathe out peace and breathe in love. Let us also acknowledge that these lands that we love are the unceded, ancestral, and historical lands of the Yavapai people. Our gathering music today is filled with loving kindness, a traditional Buddhist meditation. Thank you. That was lovely. Good morning to everyone who is here in person and on Zoom. They're over there today. Hello. And welcome to Granite Peak Unitarian Universalist Congregation. I'm Leslie Grady, your worship associate. Our ministry here at Granite Peak is guided by our mission statement, which is as follows. We are a compassionate spiritual community that celebrates diversity, nurtures the personal and spiritual growth of all ages, shares our gifts, promotes justice for all, and serves the world we live in. The theme of today's worship service is peace. Children of over the age of 5 are being taught in the Children's Faith Development area with Sandra Palacios, who's teaching about the 4 pillars of peace today: truth, justice, love, and freedom. They will be discussing what peace means to them, whether it is personal, interpersonal, social, national, global, and the relationship between humans and Earth. They will be creating a flower of peace. Dreamers, thinkers, leaders, and together we can change the world. So they do such a fantastic job every week. Thank you all to the people who are making this Sunday special. And there are a lot of them. There's Lena Huben, our pianist, and Karen Denny, our choir director, and our choir. And Tom Burrows on drums today. That's a real treat. And Martin Bramall for his tech support. Brian Willison, who helped configure this area for today's service, our church manager. And our dear Mary Steenhook has returned for our International Day of Peace. There she is. And Marion Pack, another peace builder who will be doing the chalice lighting. So that's wonderful. And thanks for all the volunteers who make our service run smoothly. And also Lisa's here today. So Rick has a little announcement he'd like to share.
First, I need to get something.
Okay.
Lisa, would you like to join us here?
What's your stuff?
Yeah. Granite Peak is a fertile field where hopes and dreams are planted. They germinate and they flower. Our beloved member, Lisa DeLeo, came to us when she needed a job, and we needed an office administrator. Her lovely smile and her welcoming demeanor, as well as her superb organizational skills, were exactly what we needed. Little did she know that our community of dreamers, planners, and doers would inspire her to embark on a new life path toward UU ministry. As a representative of the GBUUC board and on behalf of this remarkable congregation, I present you with these lovely flowers that symbolize the possibilities that flourish in this community of people of goodwill.
I will say, as Mr. Denny stated, I came here for a job, but what I found was a renewal of my faith and a family, and for that I am eternally grateful. Thank you.
If you are new or visiting with us today, I'd like to extend a special invitation to our social hour, which takes place right here in Davis Hall after the service. There are many ways to learn about the activities and events of our congregation. Info is available on our website at prescottuu.org, the weekly Peak e-news, and our monthly newsletter, The View. So our announcements for today. Well, please join. You can see several of us are wearing our Prescott Peace Builders shirts. Join us today from 12:45 to 4:15, 4:30 at the Granite Creek Park for our United Nations International Day of Peace celebration and peace concert. This is Prescott Peace Builders' 10th anniversary, and it's just a beautiful day. Bring a blanket or chairs, a cooler, and it's all ages. You'll just have a wonderful time. Well, we have a few announcements, Rick, and then Maura.
Sorry for being up here twice, but I think most of us know we all have water pressure in the building now. If you haven't discovered that, it happened. They said they would finish last Thursday. They finished Wednesday. So that's a big plus. I'm sure the main thing I want to say is that most of you know we're planning to hold our first actual service in the new sanctuary on October 5th. Those who are visitors might be sure and take a peek in the window. It's a vastly different building than it was 6 months ago. As expected, the space, as those of you who have been in there, is acoustically very live. The choir had a rehearsal yesterday, and at the end of the rehearsal, we went in there and sang, and I tell you, it is a completely different experience. We could hear ourselves, we could hear each other, the room filled with sound. We understand that probably some deadening, some reduction in the acoustical feedback is going to be required. But until we have people and chairs in there, we won't really know what the situation is. There are sound experts who will continue to work to optimize the environment if that is needed. In the meantime, as we embark on this new phase in the unfolding history of this congregation, I urge all to be patient and enjoy the visual beauty, which is remarkable. Share in the pride that we've accomplished a daunting task together. I just want to then say that next week after the service, those who are able-bodied and willing will be asked to help ferry chairs from our storage unit out there into that. This will be sort of a ritual experience. And so, as I say, urge all to be patient. Let's all feel our inner Buddhist.
While Maura's making her way up here, Bronwyn wanted me to remind you that 11:30 across the street there is the drumming circle. So if you're interested, you can pop over there. Okay, Maura, and green bags.
Which is the only reason why I would look like this. So a couple major things about the green bags. Next, 2 weeks from today, on the 5th of October, is our next drop-off day. So bring your bags to the service. If you can't bring them to the service and need to bring them ahead of time, leave them at the office. Just make sure absolutely that your name is either attached to that bag somehow or a piece of paper inside the bag with your name. When we distribute the new bags on the 5th, we will track you down and get your December bag to you, because that will be the next time that we have a drop-off. So that happens on the 5th. On the 11th, the Saturday after our drop-off day, is the distribution day, and that's when we get to take advantage of all the donated goods coming from, we'll be at Prescott Valley receiving donations. And it's huge. We've done it once. I think it was June that we did it the last time. And we meet out there in Prescott Valley 8:30 in the morning and spend about 2.5 hours. People, neighborhood leads, bring their bags to the location, and they're dropped off, and we empty bags and we fill boxes full of all the supplies that we then bring back to our pantry. This is how we support our pantry. So we're going to ask today for as many volunteers as we can get. We need lots of people to help us out there. There will be positions in Prescott Valley, here at the Faith Development Building, and also we will be asking people who have trucks or trailers if you can do some transporting for us. Those who helped last time, it was hot. It was a little chaotic sometimes. It was the first time that we had done it. This time we're so organized, honest to gosh. You'll get out there and you'll actually be wearing a lanyard, and you might be jelly and peanut butter and juices and milk for a couple hours, or you might be beans for a couple hours, or Rover, that's going to be me, but I'm not going to bark. I'm going to run around. So we will have specific duties for everybody, and hopefully we're asking for 18 people to sign up to help out in Prescott Valley. Chris Parsons and I will be out there. And then Catherine will be here organizing with the people who will be bringing the products from Prescott Valley. And we need 6 or 7 people to help her with that. And then we're asking maybe for 4 or 5 people who have trucks, trailers, or transport vehicles. And I think that's everything. Thank you.
All right, well, if you haven't done so already, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. So if you are here for the first time today, we extend a special welcome to you. Would any of the visitors be comfortable introducing yourselves and perhaps letting us know what brought you here? I know we have several Prescott Peace Builders here today, but some of them have been here before. And we have a special gift here. Uh-oh. We've got some Granite Peak pens for you. So let me turn this on, and where's the button? There it is. All right, so anybody visiting today? That you? Oh, okay, that's great. All right. All right, well. All right, let's center. We begin our service in the Unitarian Universalist tradition of lighting a chalice. Our chalice lighter this morning is Peace Builder Marion Peck. Today we light the chalice with these words. For this 1 hour, may we let go. May we let go of our anxieties, our fears, our anger, our regrets, our petty grievances, and our distractions. During this time, may we let the flame of this chalice burn them from our hearts and minds and light our way to peace. Well, I would like to introduce the man of the hour that all his fan club is here to support. I'd like to introduce my friend and Prescott Peace Builder, Dr. Sherman Hom. Okay, not yet. He's ready to go. Well, I enjoyed volunteering with him last Sunday at Empty Bowls. There were 11 Peace Builders who volunteered to help out, and that was really fun to get to know everybody. Dr. Sherman has been a resident of Prescott for 2 years, and he and his wife, Dr. Ann Hom, moved here to be closer to their daughter. Dr. Hom is a PhD molecular microbiologist and works remotely as the Director of Regulatory Affairs for the Medicinal Genomics Corporation. Sherman has been a member of the U.S. branch of Soka Gakkai International, or SGI, since 1976. The SGI is a global community-based Buddhist organization founded in 1975. The Soka Gakkai that promotes the practice of Nichiren, is that how you say it? Buddhism, centered on the philosophy of respect for the dignity of life. He has been a young men's division leader in SGI USA in 9 states and 1 country to support the members in their Buddhist practice that leads to one's character transformation and efforts for peace. And Sherman, I made you something. I paint peace rocks, and my goodness, look what it says. Breathe out peace, breathe in love. So. Well, one of my very favorite songs is Peace in Our Hearts by Eliza Gillickson. The words are inside your, here we go, inside your order of service. And I want y'all to join in. You can stand or you can sit or whatever you want to do, but let's sing with enthusiasm like we mean it. Peace in our hearts. I love that. All right, that's great. All right, so please join me in saying the words to our covenant. Love is the doctrine of this congregation, the quest for truth its sacrament, and service its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve others in community, thus do we covenant together. As we prepare to receive the offering this morning, let us embrace the feeling of connection and community that we have when we gather here each week. Let us remember that this congregation and its programs are supported by your generosity. We also give back to the greater community through our Seeds of Support program. This month's recipient is Prescott Peace Builders. Yay! Please read about us in your order of service. Just a reminder that half of the offering will go to Granite Peak UU and half to Prescott Peace Builders. If you would like your entire check to go to Prescott Peace Builders, be sure to write that on the memo line. If you'd like to contribute online, please visit our website at prescottuu.org. The ushers will now collect the offering. Beautiful. That was Peace in the Valley. Very good. We acknowledge the generosity of spirit expressed through this offering. What is given in love is received in gratitude. Blessed be. For our joys and concern, our beloved community is at the heart of Granite Peak UU congregation. As we experience this time of meditation and music, we take a few moments to silently acknowledge the joys and concerns on our hearts and minds. If there is an event that moves you to joy or concern, hope or gratitude, grief or remembrance, you are invited to come forward and drop a pebble from the dish there's 2 areas from into the communal water as our affirmation of our connection to one another. And Bobby wanted you to know that Joan Brown is in good spirits following her unexpected surgery at YRMC earlier this week. She will be there for several more days and would love visitors. Okay. May our joys and concerns, surrounded by the healing communal water of our beloved community, be acknowledged here today. So may it be. And now let us sing Spirit of Life in your order of service. It's so pretty. I really like the hand movements. It's nice to find people who know how to do that and then follow them. Well, our musical response today, oh, we just sang that. Okay, so, well, let's sing it again. My very, very dear friend, Mary Steenhoek, would like to do a reading called Act of Hope by Joanna Macy.
Yay life. Yay being here. Yay all of you. What a beloved community. The reading I've chosen is from the book Active Hope by Joanna Macy, and the full title, listen up, is How to Face the Mess We're In with Unexpected Resilience and Creative Power. So I'm looking at all of you. Now, Joanna Macy was an author and a Buddhist. She died this spring, and she has always inspired me with her courage and her commitment to peace. She encouraged us to see ourselves as faithful participants in our future, and these are her words. To play our part, we need to counter the voices that say, we're not up to the task, we're not good enough, we're not strong enough or wise enough to make a difference. If we fear that the mess we're in is too awful for us to look at, or that we won't be able to cope with the distress that comes up, we need to find a way through that fear. If something isn't in our picture now, it isn't just going to happen without active people. The choices I make do influence what happens next. Can I be active in moving towards that? And as she says, Joanna says, active hope is not wishful thinking. It's not waiting to be rescued by a lone ranger or by some savior. Active hope is waking up to the beauty of life. We are here to do our part. And with active hope, we realize that there's adventures in store. There's strengths inside us to discover. It's our readiness to engage in that, to discover our own steadiness of purpose, our own quickness of mind, our own curiosity and love of life, and yes, our capacity to lead. Let us have the courage to hope. Let us have active hope. So let it be.
The next anthem will be Make Us Instruments of Peace. So today's message by Dr. Hom is titled Peace for All Depends on Individual Human Revolution. And let's see, would my light person get the lights? Thank you.
It's warming up. Good morning. I would like to begin by thanking Leslie Grady and the Granite Peak Unitarian Universalist Church for inviting me to give this talk on Buddhism entitled Peace for All Through Human Revolution. Since this is the International Day of Peace, I would like to start by sharing several quotes from Daisaku Ikeda, the third president of the Soka Gakkai International, or SGI, a Buddhist lay organization. Nothing, quote, "Nothing is more precious than peace. Nothing brings more happiness. Peace is the most basic starting point for the advancement of humankind," end quote. The New Human Revolution, Volume 1, page 1. On the other hand, he said, "Nothing is more barbarous than war." Nothing more cruel. Nothing is more pitiful than a nation being swept along by fools. The Human Revolution, Volume 1, page 3. Next, I would like to share a brief historical overview of Buddhism. This life philosophy began with Shakyamuni Buddha's enlightenment around 2,500 years ago in present-day Nepal, where he discovered the fundamental life to overcome human suffering. The SGI's history, however, focus on its origins in the 20th century with founder Sunesaburo Makaguchi, who sought a humanistic philosophy to revitalize education and society. SGI emphasizes the teaching of Nichiren Daishonin, a 13th century Buddhist monk, who based his philosophy on the Lotus Sutra and the practice of chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, providing a means for all people to attain Buddhahood in this lifetime. For SGI Buddhist, Buddhahood is defined as an awakened state of life characterized by infinite wisdom, compassion, courage, and confidence, which is inherent within everyone. It is not a static goal, but a dynamic, ongoing condition achieved through the practice of chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo and committing to the happiness of both oneself and others, transforming hardships into fuel for growth and contributing to a more peaceful society. Furthermore, the SGI advocates for peace, culture, and education for the happiness of all humanity based on the sanctity of life. What does human revolution mean? President Ikeda said, quote, "A great human revolution in just a single individual will help achieve a change in the destiny of a nation and further will enable a change in the destiny of all humankind," end quote. The Human Revolution, page 8. This expression in today's terms is the Buddhist principle of 3,000 realms in a single moment of life. A transformation in our fundamental mindset causes a change in our attitude or determination, which then affects a change in our own life. It can positively affect our health and vigor and allow us to bring forth limited wisdom. Those who have transformed their lives in this way can guide others in the direction of happiness. They can also change society and the natural environment, transforming the world in a wonderful realm of peace and plenty. Whoops. Now, I would like to share with you my story of human revolution. I am the Prescott Victory District Men's Division leader. That's us here. And I would like to invite those interested to our next gathering on Saturday, September 27th at 11 a.m. I have placed information and a flyer on the table in the entrance concerning this announcement. One very important Buddhist principle is transforming karma into mission. Daisaku Ikeda explained, quote, "We all have our own karma or destiny, but when we look it square in the face and grasp its true significance, then our hardship can serve to help us lead richer and more profound lives. Our actions in challenging our destiny become examples and inspiration for countless others." Whoops. Sorry about that. I think I skipped a slide. Sorry. In other words, when we change our karma into mission, we transform our destiny from playing a negative role to a positive one. Those who change their karma into their mission have voluntarily assumed the appropriate karma. Therefore, those who keep advancing, while regarding everything as part of their mission, proceed toward the goal of transforming their destiny. August 2003, Living Buddhism, page 50. In 1975, I was a miserable 23-year-old who was very depressed, hopeless, negative, cynical, and unhappy. I did not grasp my karma's significance. What led me to this present state? My parents emigrated from China to Los Angeles, where they worked long hours at their grocery store. I had a happy childhood, playing with my friends, learning in school, and working alongside my parents. Although I graduated first in my high school class of 600, I was angry towards my parents because I blamed them for my unhappiness. During my freshman year at the University of California at San Diego, I was depressed because I feared I would flunk out. A psychologist helped me, and during sophomore year, I studied hard and partied on weekends, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and dealing drugs. I married Judy, but divorced after 18 months because I could not express my feelings. I graduated with a BA in biology and became a lab tech at the University of Connecticut Medical School. I learned about chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo from John, a coworker. I tried practicing 3 months. My 3 goals were: 1, reconnect with my parents, have a good relationship, and get a PhD. I chanted, attended SGI meetings, and studied Nichiren Daishonin's writings and Ikeda Sensei's encouragement. While chanting, I realized that my parents gave me life. I cried and felt deep appreciation. I wanted to tell my parents about this practice. First, I went to San Diego to ask my professors for graduate school recommendations. In LA, my dad went to a meeting. He said he also wanted to try chanting for 3 months. I chanted that night with my parents, and my mom also decided to start chanting. My parents practiced the end of their lives. I was changing my karma of blaming others for my unhappiness. At my first Hartford district meeting, a beautiful and happy Ann Conyers gave her experience about changing her relationship with her supervisor. The instant I saw her, I knew we would be together. She accepted my proposal of marriage, and we have been together ever since. Ann, please stand up. I would like to thank you for all of your love and support these past 49 years. I have to continue to change my karma of not being able to express my feelings. Why? I did not know until years later. I did not get my PhD within 3 months. I saw enough positive change to continue my practice. I got my PhD at the University of California, Davis in microbiology, and then received additional training as a postdoctoral fellow at the Johns Hopkins University in molecular microbiology. In 1985, I began working in biotechnology research and development for the chemical industrial giant Henkel of Germany. In 1992, after cloning a multi-billion-dollar gene, I was let go due to downsizing and suffered a total breakdown that lasted 8 years until the spring of 2000. I was unable to work and collected Social Security disability insurance. Also, from 1978 to 1992, we transformed our karma of not accepting defeat. After trying Okay, that's us. Okay, after trying to have a child, which included 3 in vitro fertilization attempts, we adopted Courtney. She now lives in Flagstaff with her loving husband, Eric. Victory is not win or lose. Victory is to never give up. In 1999, I came within hours of death with a systemic blood infection. As I was dying, I had a conversation with my true entity, which can be similarly understood as the divine nature. I realized that I was a bodhisattva of the earth, or in other words, a person who actively strives to bring happiness to others by embodying the spirit of the Lotus Sutra in this troubled, corrupt world. I finally got the right medication for my bipolar II disorder in 2000 and was able to work as a senior public health scientist for the Public Health Laboratory in the New Jersey Department of Health for 21 years. I continued to transform the karma of bipolar II mental illness. Circling back to why I cannot express my feelings and other character flaws, at the age of 15, I was sexually abused by my brother. Today, I can see a water pipe was broken between the river of my accomplishments and self-confidence. Although I have a 10-page resume, I lack self-confidence. In 2021, my battle to transform this karma began when I was recruited to be the Director of Regulatory Affairs for a medicinal plants genomic service company which supplies test kits and genomic services that impact the supply chains of the cannabis, hemp, and the psychedelic mushroom industries. During the first 6 weeks, I had an enormous case of imposter syndrome. A voice in my head kept saying that our CEO would discover that I was incompetent and he would fire me. Through therapy, I realized that I was fearful of being found out as a fraud. I chanted to put this fear to sleep and receive faith encouragement. I got organized, and 70+% of the states with cannabis programs have adopted our cannabis microbial contamination testing recommendations based on science to ensure safe products. Earlier this month, I was interviewed and have been accepted as a subject matter expert for microbial contamination testing in cannabis products for the One Plant Policy Project. The project team will submit a report to the federal administration that may lead to an executive order that would include our testing recommendations to protect consumer safety. I see challenging and achieving these tasks through my faith, practice, and study of SGI Buddhism as winding duct tape around my severed pipe to allow the water of achievement and to fill my vessel of self-confidence. To conclude my experience, I would like to share another of Ikeda Sensei's encouragements. Quote, "There are all sorts of revolutions, political, economic, scientific, artistic. Each has its own significance and often necessity. But no matter what one changes, the world will never get any better as long as people themselves, the guiding force and impetus behind all endeavors, remain selfish and lacking in compassion. In that respect, human revolution is the most fundamental of all revolutions, and at the same time, the most necessary revolution for humankind. Discussions on youth. To conclude my talk, my determination is to unite with all other organizations to promote peace, foster happiness, and advance culture and education, engage in dialogue and nonviolence, address global issues, and strengthen communities. How's my time? Okay. All right. Now I'd like to share with you how to pronounce our mantra Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Okay. And please join if you want. Okay. Okay, first of all, the first syllable is Nam, which means to dedicate one's life. Because I want to just go through the syllables first. Myoho, the mystic or wonderful law, the universal principle of life. Renge, the lotus flower which blooms and produces seeds, simultaneously symbolizing the cause and effect of Buddhahood. Kyo, the Lotus Sutra, which contains Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching. So the first syllable is really easy, like Nam, as in Vietnam. So everybody, Nam! Okay, the second is actually two syllables, which I'll break it up. Everybody's heard a cat, meow, but it's myo, myo. And then everybody knows Christmas, ho. Okay, and then the third is renge, so it's reng, reng. And then gay, and then kyo. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. All righty. So now we've got a little directions here. For our closing hymn, I've got Peace Like a River. I'd like you to turn to page 100. And we're going to sing verses 1, 3, and 6. And I'll kind of remind you at the beginning of each verse. Karen would like me to do that. So let's all stand in body or spirit and sing, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Okay. Love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. A mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. Good job. All right. So let's extinguish our challenge with these words together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. What just meant? Oh, okay. Norma would like to say a few words after the. Oh, now go ahead. Okay. Here, wait. Oh, no, not that one. Here, wait a minute. Okay.
I've managed to lock my keys in my car. So if anybody has a solution to that versus breaking the window. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh. Oh, phew.
All right. Good news for Norma. All right. Hey. All right. Good job. All right. So, our benediction after that good news. Now, let us leave here with optimism. I get so emotional. And spread peace, love, and joy throughout Prescott, our nation, and the world. Amen.